Let me just start by saying I never imagined I'd be writing something like this. But here I am, questioning if I went too far, or if I was just standing up for myself. I got married last month to my husband, Nate. We've been together for 4 years, married for just a few weeks, and it should have been the happiest time of my life. But honestly, it's been messy. Nate has a 16-year-old daughter, Lily, from a previous relationship. Her mom passed away when Lily was 8, and ever since I entered their lives, things have been tense. I was patient, understanding, and respectful of her space. I never tried to replace her mom. I just wanted to be another adult she could trust. But she never warmed up to me. And I get it, she's been through a lot. Still, there's a difference between grief and cruelty. And what she did before our wedding crossed a line. Here's what happened. Our wedding was supposed to be small, intimate, and elegant. I found this gorgeous dress at a local boutique, not a huge ball gown, but something delicate, lacy, and personal. It wasn't flashy, but it felt like me. It was also the most expensive thing I've ever bought just for myself. I kept the dress at Nate's mom's house, away from our home, because I was scared of Lily accidentally seeing it or damaging it. Not because I didn't trust her, well, okay, maybe a little because of that. But mostly just tradition and nerves. About a week before the wedding, Nate's mom went on a trip and gave me the green light to bring the dress home. So I did. I placed it carefully in my office closet, zipped in a garment bag, totally out of the way. That night, Lily came home from school, looked me dead in the eye, and said, "So you're really doing this, huh?" I asked her what she meant, and she just said, "Becoming my dad's second wife. Stealing his attention. Acting like you're the main character." I was stunned. I told her I wasn't trying to take anything away from her, and that she was always going to be Nate's number one. She scoffed and went to her room. The next day, I came home from running errands, and the house reeked of nail polish remover. I didn't think much of it until I went into my office, and saw the closet door wide open. My heart dropped. I opened the garment bag and my dress was completely ruined. The lace was discolored and brittle, the fabric stained and reeking. It was like someone had soaked it in acetone. I started shaking. I called Nate. He rushed home, saw the damage, and we both knew, Lily did it. She didn't confess, but the bottle of nail polish remover was in the bathroom trash. And her hoodie, the one she always wears, had white blotches on the sleeves like it had been splashed. When Nate confronted her, she didn't even deny it. She just said, "Good. Now she can't marry you." Nate was furious. He yelled at her for the first time since I've known him. She screamed back, slammed her door, and stayed locked in her room all night. The next day, I told Nate I couldn't have her under my roof anymore. Not just because of the dress, but because of everything. The snide comments, the passive aggression, the way she made me feel like a stranger in my own home. He begged me to reconsider. He said she was a child, grieving, confused. I said I understood that, but grief doesn't excuse malice. If she's old enough to deliberately destroy a $2,000 wedding dress, she's old enough to deal with the consequences. I told him she could stay with his sister or his mom, but I needed space from her. He agreed. Reluctantly, she moved out the next day, saying I had won. The wedding went on. I wore a borrowed dress from a friend. It wasn't the same, but the day was still beautiful, bittersweet, but beautiful. Now here's where the guilt kicks in. Lily hasn't spoken to Nate since the wedding. She refuses to see him. She won't return his texts. She blocked him on Instagram. His mother says I broke their family. His sister says I should have forgiven Lily because she's just a kid. Nate says he doesn't blame me, but he hasn't smiled the same way since. And the truth is, I feel awful. I didn't want to come between them. I didn't want to make him choose. But I also didn't want to start my marriage with the message that it's okay to destroy something important to me and get away with it. People online always say, protect your peace, but it doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like I lit a match I can't put out. So, am I the mess? I, 27, never thought I'd be that person who causes a scene at someone else's wedding. But sometimes, when people push and push, they leave you no choice. So, this is about my older brother, Josh, 30. Growing up, Josh and I were close, like best friends close. But somewhere around our early 20s, things shifted. He became more secretive, more judgmental, and weirdly self-righteous. Still, I loved him. He was family. Now, Josh met his now wife, Emily, 28, about 3 years ago. She's sweet, bubbly, and honestly too good for him in some ways. I always thought she deserved the truth, but we'll get to that. Back in 2020, Josh cheated on Emily. He was working a contract job out of state. One night during a video call with me, he accidentally left the camera on when he thought it was off. I saw a girl walk out of his hotel bathroom in a towel. I didn't say anything at the time, I was stunned. He messaged me minutes later like, "Don't say anything. It's not what it looks like." But it was exactly what it looked like. A month later, I confronted him. He admitted it, said it was a one-time mistake, and that he hated himself for it. He made me promise not to tell anyone, especially not Emily. He said, "If you love me, you'll let me fix this myself." I hated it, but I didn't want to blow up his relationship. So I stayed quiet. Fast forward 2 years. They get engaged. I assumed maybe he confessed to her privately, did the work, and they moved forward. I tried not to interfere. But about a month before the wedding, I found out, through a friend of Josh's, that he never told Emily. Not only that, but he bragged about getting away with it, and called it a test run. I was sick to my stomach. I debated telling her privately, but part of me felt like it wasn't my place. I didn't want to ruin her life right before her wedding. But I also hated lying every time I looked her in the eye. The final straw was the rehearsal dinner. Josh gave a little toast, thanking everyone for coming. Then he looked Emily in the eyes and said, "What I love most about you is how honest and loyal you are. And I promise to always be honest in return, no secrets, no lies." I snapped. I didn't make a scene that night. But I knew what I had to do. The next day, the day of the wedding, they were doing their vows during the ceremony, surrounded by 100+ guests. My heart was pounding. I wasn't planning to speak. But when the officiant asked if anyone has reason these two should not be wed, I stood up. "Yeah, I really did it." I said, "I love you, Josh. But you promised no lies, and that's not true. Emily, he cheated on you 2 years ago. He never told you. And I'm sorry you had to find out like this, but you deserve to know." Gasps. Dead silence. Emily looked like she'd been slapped. Josh started yelling at me, calling me jealous and vindictive. The officiant didn't know what to do. Emily walked out. Her mom followed. The ceremony was cut short. Later that night, I got texts from half my family saying I ruined the happiest day of Josh's life. My parents said I should have told Emily privately. Some cousins called me a drama queen. But others? They thanked me. Quietly. Emily's sister messaged me and said, "You did what none of us had the courage to do." Emily ended up postponing the wedding indefinitely. She didn't block me. In fact, she sent a single message: "Thank you. I don't know what to do yet, but thank you for telling me." Josh, on the other hand, hasn't spoken to me since. Now I'm sitting here, feeling torn. Was it the wrong place, wrong time? Yeah, but was I wrong to tell the truth? I'm not so sure. So, am I the mess?